The Arab American community needs to be reminded and cannot forget. He wants to ban Muslims, he wants to deport Muslims, and he wants to start internment camps. And that's what we are busy talking to every voter. He's telling you what he's going to do. Believe him.
Internment camps?
Yes. He has talked internment camps. You know what, Jake? You may have to visit me in one. I get worried enough when he talks about what he's going to do to his political enemies.
Okay, on yesterday's episode of The Lead, Democratic Representative, of course, Debbie Dingell, told Jake Tapper that Trump was going to send her to an internment camp. But unfortunately, she's far from the only pundit and lawmaker who's panicked about the possibility of being thrown in prison or an internment camp should Donald Trump get elected for a second term. In fact, let's watch a clip from yesterday's episode of The View in which Mika Brzezinski also broke down on air. Let's watch.
This is the descent into fascism, if we so choose. Normalizing January 6th, it's a day of love. It's a day of love. I'll say it again and again and again. Normalizing enemy from within. I'll say it again and again. I'll say it again and again until you get tired of it, until it's not so funny anymore, or you think he doesn't mean it, until you realize he does mean it and it's too late. Saying these strict abortion bans are a beautiful thing. Yeah. Are you kidding me? We got to wake up. And here's the good news, because I come with such dire warnings, and I mean them from the bottom of my heart as a daughter of refugees who came here escaping war, came here for America to be a part of a democracy, to be a part of building something beautiful where they could be free. I'm telling you, the good news is that I believe women will be the beacon in this election.
Am I losing my mind in feeling that this hyperbolic rhetoric is not helpful?
Yeah, well, 50-50 in my opinion. So when Debbie Dingell says he's going to start internment.
So Ana Kasparian has been on a political journey, right? And unlike her co-host Cenk Uygur, she is actually willing to hear what both sides are saying to an extent, right? And I think that all stems from some experience that she's had in her life, especially when they started calling pregnant women birthing persons or whatever. I think that one really rubbed her the wrong way, amongst other things, including the many debates that she's engaged in, as opposed to how Cenk Uygur responds, and basically trying to one-up his opponent in every debate, and he can never be wrong, and he'll never learn or understand or sympathize where his opponent is coming from. Ana Kasparian, I believe, is actually willing to listen and wants to be on the right side of history, right? She wants to understand the truth, and she wants to speak the truth. To an extent, right? Not that I believe that she's gonna go out there and vote for Donald Trump this election, but you never know. Maybe she does. To me, that would be the right decision to make. But like I said, I don't think that she's actually gonna go out there and vote for Trump. I think she would actually be more prone to just not voting at all, or maybe voting for a third party, as opposed to voting for Kamala or Trump. But this one is about to heat up, so let's just get right back to it.
So when Debbie Dingell says he's going to start internment camps, he never said that. That is not helpful. On that, you're 100% right. Because once she says something that he didn't say, then not only the right wing, but independents will discount every other thing you've said. Not just every other thing you've said, but every other thing that anyone on the left has said. He never said internment camps. Don't say that. Now, on the other hand, Republicans, you keep denying something he 100% did say. He said, I want a total and complete shutdown on Muslims entering the country. That was back when he was running in 2016. Everybody keeps, you know why they pretend that he didn't say that? Because that sounds uncomfortable, because it's obviously bigoted.
Okay, he did say that. Donald Trump says a lot of dumb crap. Okay, a lot of hateful crap, a lot of dumb crap, a lot of undemocratic crap.
Now, did he actually say that? Because they just played a video for reference, but they're conveniently forgetting to play the video to reference Donald Trump saying that he wanted to completely ban Muslims coming into the country, which sounds completely fabricated, much like what that second woman said in the intro about Donald Trump's opinion on abortions, right? He wants to leave it up to the states. He doesn't want to federally mandate. He doesn't want to rule from a dictator position in the federal government. He wants to let the people decide. The citizens of the states can vote on it as a state issue and then move forward from there.
But like, let's just finish the rest of the story, right? Because he said that about the Muslim ban. He tried to implement the Muslim ban. And then what happened, Cenk? What happened after that?
We fought back,
right?
And people went to the airports, good Americans.
No, that didn't matter at all, okay? That action, I know it makes us feel real good about ourselves. I'm not trying to discount it, but we have a system in place, okay? We have a judicial system. It went through the courts, it was challenged in the courts, and it was struck down.
Yeah, I got you, Anna, but I'm not gonna take a chance on a guy who says, I'd like to ban you and your family because you guys are so dirty and inferior to us. And I think you're violent savages, so I'm gonna ban you. I'm not gonna take a chance on that guy, number one. Number two, he actually tried it. He had to be stopped before he did his fascist idea, okay? Number three, people saw all that and were like, yay, I love Trump, let's ban Muslims, yay!
The only attempt that Trump made was when he tried to ban travel into the United States from Muslim, majority Muslim countries. It wasn't because the countries were majority Muslims, it was because of how those countries were handling the pandemic. And those countries were predetermined by something that Obama had left over. So, I mean, Donald Trump really didn't do anything that Cenk Uygur is trying to claim right here. He's conflating one issue into the next and conveniently leaving out some important details.
Be honest. Okay, so we want to take another shot. And number three or four, whatever I'm on, he has his own dumbass judges now littering the country. So one of them threw out a perfectly good criminal case against him. A very, very important criminal case against him. So maybe we run into a judge who goes, yeah, I think the Muslims are dirty, violent savages. I'm just as bigoted and racist as Donald Trump. I do let it stand. I mean, Trump is saying, let's deport anyone who criticizes and protests Israel on a college campus. Not just arrest, he says arrest them and deport them.
No, I know he says that. Okay,
so is he
how
gonna try to do that? Of course he's gonna try to do that.
How would that process work, considering the majority of these individuals are American citizens? So where exactly were he?
Okay, so first of all the non-Americans are screwed. You came here, you paid a lot of money to go to wherever you're going, Syracuse, Penn State, wherever you're going, right? And he's like, yeah, that's it, you're screwed. You criticized Israel and my biggest donor is a giant right-wing Israeli. Okay, so that's it, you're arrested, I rob you of all your money, I rob you of your diploma, and I deport you. I'm not gonna elect a monster like that.
Donald Trump is deeply racist and he says deeply racist things, okay? I wanna make a distinction between Donald Trump, the person who says and does racist things, and the notion of a fascist. Because look, if we're just gonna use fascist toward anyone we dislike, all right, then the word doesn't actually mean anything.
Okay, what do you want me to say, Anna? You want me to say wannabe dictator?
Sure, you can say wannabe dictator, but I don't even think he wants to be a dictator.
Of course he does. That's what you do when you lose an election and you go, oh, I got fake electors and I'd like to terminate the Constitution and bring out the tanks and use martial law against American citizens and shoot protesters. I mean, if that's not fascist, then I guess the word just shouldn't exist.
But was he able to do those things?
First of all, his entire cabinet had to threaten, not cabinet, administration, his White House team had to say, we're all going to mass resign if you roll out tanks against American citizens.
Okay, so if you think he's a fascist, wouldn't that justify taking physical action against him?
No, because that doesn't help. That devolves us further into fascism.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a difference between somebody shooting someone, that's fascism, and saying, I disagree with them. Don't elect a fascist prick who says only white people are awesome and everybody else is garbage and should be banned. No, look, I'm not gonna take a chance with a monster like that.
I know, you're focusing on whether or not you're gonna vote for him. I don't give a damn about that, and that's not what I'm asking you about, Cenk. I don't think that this rhetoric, especially from elected members of Congress, is helpful at a time.
I don't agree.
Okay, all right.
Okay, Anna, why do I not agree? Because, so Trump's helpful is rhetoric?
No, his rhetoric is awful.
Okay, if you don't want to be called fascist, stop saying fascist things. It's not that hard.
Okay.
Not that hard. Oh, here, let me have dinner with Nick Fuentes, who's a Nazi, Kanye, who's a Nazi, and let me say there's good people on the Nazi side. Oh, it could be pro-Confederate guys. Might be guys who are pro-slavery who are good guys. Let me do all of these things. Let me say that immigrants are poisoning the blood of our nation, a Nazi term that is only used in the past by Nazis, and then say I'm going to ban Muslims, I'm going to do this and this and this to all the other ethnic groups, and then go, oh, I can't believe you called me a fascist. No, he is a fascist. I'm very happy to call him a fascist.
Again, Cenk is completely off base here. He's not going to deport people here that are on visas to go to school. He's going to deport people that broke into the country illegally, criminals that aren't speaking the language, that aren't going to universities. I can assure you that. And if there are illegal immigrants going to universities and they can afford it, man, that says a lot about the Democratic Party and what they support when there's hundreds of thousands, millions of Americans that can't afford to go to college on their own that were born in this country, but yet somehow an illegal immigrant who broke into the country can afford it. How do I sign up for that program? I would like to get me some college education. Get real, dude. And you just got to wonder how much more of this can Ana Kasparian take before she just completely separates herself from Cenk Uygur and starts her own channel, starts her own little news organization, whatever it is, or before she just goes and joins somebody like Steven Crowder or Timcast or the Wire or Daily Wire or something like that, right? I mean, it seems to me like it might just be a matter of time, or maybe even Blaze TV. I don't know, but it just seems like it's a matter of time before Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur have to part ways, because she will have had enough of Cenk Uygur's craziness, and she just can't sit there and do it anymore. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and come visit me Saturdays at 8 o'clock. I go live every Saturday for the Jar Openers podcast, and I'd love to see you there. If I don't see you there, I'll see you guys in the next video, and thank you for watching.